Hey, here we go. Once again, this is again Johnny CINCO with you, coming with you to with another podcast slash vlog slash, let's get to it with the workout. And that's always a pleasure to be here with you guys in this episode again as we dive into this workout. And again, always making sure you know that I'm getting this a pre-workout in as I talk through this workout because usually, at times I find myself, having to wait until this pre-workout kicks in. So here we go. This is the workout I did a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I think. And as always, man, it's a pleasure for you guys to be here listening to this me talk about these workouts. So here you go. We're going to go start off with WOD 1. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm gonna talk through it. Okay, so WOD 1, here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, WOD 1. Well, we starting off with snatches. So the snatches right here, we're doing it with 95 pounds, 5 snatches. And to be honest with you, um, it's been a minute since I've done any type of snatch work in a long time. I've been dealing with a shoulder injury, so why not? Why not do some snatches? To figure it out if we're going to be able to do it or not. And trust me, probably not the best technique, but again, we're trying to figure out if we can do snatches again. And right there, we're looking at 95 pounds. We did 5. We did it for 5. And then we're going to do 10 cals on the assault bike. And there you go, just kind of warming up with the grit. A nice little warm up, like as always, my previous videos. Always roll my back, always do band work, always do warm ups to get going. But again, as you can see, I got some sandbags all over the place, some plates because again I was warming up. So that's always, as you see these workouts, it's very important that we find ourselves, or you do what you got to do to make sure that you are doing, you're warming up correctly. I found myself after kind of getting back into rolling, with that band work. Even the injury that I currently have or that I've had for a while now has been less painful, more relieved, and I'm able to recover a lot quicker because I do the warm up. And before, I would always think about time. So here we go. Implementation of the 100-pound sandbag. Boom. Flip it over for 5 front squats, man. And to be honest, again, still got a little bit of those wrist injuries that I've been dealing with for a minute. But again, we just getting after it, man. 5 front squats. Boom. Drop it. You feeling kind of strong. Boom. Now we're going to the next 5 snatches. Here we go. Boom. And as you can see, the snatches and just making sure that when I go up on the top that I lock out. Same thing when I come back down, I'm able to, jump up and lift it. And I'm telling you to kind of go touch and go, but it's light enough to do some tight, do some, it's light enough to do some touch and goes. And then again, back to 10 cals. Again, just making sure, where we're still warming up. And the goal on this one, again, like anything, is we're going to add some weight to it. So we're going to do 3 rounds of this particular movement, same exact deal, but now on the 4th and 5th round, the 4th we're going to go up 10 pounds each side, and then the next one we'll do another 10. So the next round, the 4th round, will be 115 pounds of snatch, and then the last one will be 135. And like I said, it's in the previous ones and a lot of the workouts that I do, I like to earn, the weight. The goal was snatches. But again, can I do the snatches when I'm already fatigued, when I'm already taxed, right? So it's almost in a way you gotta pay in order to do the lift that you want to do. So that's what it is here. So exactly, you hit the snatch, boom, another 5 for the 95, bam, you know. So we hit one, jump up, catch it, then you hit the 2, the second one, and then really I'm trying to focus on the technique. And one of the things I've noticed when I started doing snatches again is I can feel on my hips, right? Like I kind of like in a way like my hips or my back, my legs want to drive me up when I'm in that movement, when I'm in that position. So it almost feels like it's rocketing me, it's propelling me to lift it, compared to like if I just use my back and I'm just kind of like, muscling it up. When I set myself up correctly, I found that where it's easier to just lift it and rip it and go, because again, my hips, my legs, my glutes, they're kind of propelling me to move up. And that's what that is right there, where you see the it's already positioned and I'm already wanting to lift it up. So again, um, and the assault bike, man, the assault bike is just the assault bike. No matter how you wanna add it, I add it because I know it's gonna be it's gonna be taxing. So again, I add it because it's mandatory, man. It has to be added. No if ands or buts. It has to be added. And then bam, we go down and get the 100 pounder. And right now, kind of still working with it. Just got it recently, so right now I'm trying to incorporate it into my workouts. And it's a killer, man. It's a killer because it's just a different feeling of 100 pounds on a bar. Like right now, now we got 115. So here we go, the snatch again. Just making sure we're gonna do 3. Again, it's been a minute since I've done snatches, and we're getting it, man. It's the third one right here. Bam. Boom. And then, I even felt it. And it's very important, man. It's very important. Team, fam, cincos, whatever you want to call yourselves, miembros del cinco. Um, it's la posición, right? It's the position. It's la posición that makes you prepare yourself. Again, the breathing is important too, as you kind of approaching something, approaching the bar, approaching, the lift. It's the inhale, and then the exhale as you're kind of about to lift something, as you approach it, and then during the movement is also just pay to keep in mind um, that breathing. Soon maybe we'll incorporate some squats and stuff, some stuff like that, and you can see, as you can see, like every time, if you kind of notice probably other videos, as my breathing is there, because as I approach the bar, as I lift the bar, as I make a some of those clean movements, the bars and the breathing is very important. So again, just kind of motivating myself, and boom, get there, grab it, breathe, you know, like that one right there, that last one, it's the 135, and I think in this time I kind of muscled it up. You can tell that on the second one again, kind of muscled that one. So now that I look at the video, I kind of noticed that I muscled it. So I should have focused a little bit more on it. And then always wrist wraps. So you can see the wrist wraps. Um, you don't have to use them. I used to not use them, but now I use them a little bit more because I'm trying to just conserve my wrist, man. I think for the longest, again, I used to just rip it and go, and then I found myself, you know, injuring myself. So we trying to avoid injury, team. So again, just salt back again, just grinding. And I say that's what I love about just these workouts in the gym. If you find yourself, watching any type of these CrossFit, workouts, things like that, or the documentaries, Matt Fraser's pretty good one. I think recently I saw one of Tia Toomey, and just seeing like that training they do, the training they do at the in the gym at home, and just the grind, because kind of when Matt Fraser was, didn't have anything. Well, he had, he was going to college, and his parents, he lived with his parents, and then, he was just working, man. He was just working in his gym, and in his home gym, just making a champion. Is what we are, man. We're all champions. We're all successful. We all have the ability, man, to be that, right? Be that person in your life. Be that person in your video. Here we go, WOD 2. Yeah, we finished with WOD 1. Now we hit it on WOD 2. So we starting off with the rower. So again, man, a lot of these are very short, 10 cows. Let's get it. Setting up the rower right there, making sure I set it up to the cows. Boom, slip in the feet, and we're about to rock it, man. We're about to have the thumbs back. You see, I got the thumbs taped up because again, from the hook grip that I use from snatching, and bam. So here we go. 10 cows just going, right? And then sometimes, I pause right there, I think, because I was watching part of the CrossFit game. So in the back screen, you'll see it when I'm doing the skier. I think in WOD 3 or 4, um, you'll see that TV, and I'm watching a CrossFit Games video as the timer is going. And they're going to all these workouts. If you kind of look at it, it's within an hour 10 minutes with warm ups, about an hour and 30 minutes total in time. So I like to, as I'm warming up, put a timer on in the back, and that way it just keeps me focused, right? Like if I'm lollygagging, warming up, kind of tells me, okay, I need 15 minutes to warm up, and I'm constantly kind of adjusting my mind, or wrapping my mind about the fact that I'm just gonna only do 15 minutes of warm up. So here you go, man. I'm just rowing, right? I'm just rowing. I'm rowing. And sometimes the rowing, man, it's just tedious, it's monotonous. Boom, because I'm wanting to get to the activity, right? And here in this case, again, I just put the workout before. I was implementing the 100-pound sandbag. So now in this one coming up, I'm gonna implement the 40-pound sandbag, right? Had to flip the hat over. Here we go. Boom. And then, so I didn't like the way my legs were positioned. I want to have like a more of a quad dominant squat, so a little bit closer, you know. And I think we're doing 10 of those. Not too heavy. Bam. Did a little Matt Frazier. I don't know if you remember in one of the CrossFit games, he did a push press and he's let the bar fall behind him. Um, and then here we go. We got 5 60-pound cleans, grabbing it, ripping it. Uh, the funny thing about it is, as you can see, the technique's already there, so I can make it look easy or effortlessly. But trust me, like if you're starting in this journey, anything that you dedicated your time to, at some point, it's like riding a bike. At some point in my career, I cleaned, barbells, I cleaned, sandbags, or I cleaned an outlet stone. So I know the feeling, right? I know what that feels like. So again, just gripping it and ripping it. And with that one, if you see, I'm not wearing any gloves because it's fairly easy. The sand sits pretty nicely on that sandbag, so I'm not having to dig my fingers into the turf and then getting them black knuckles. So here we go, man. We're going with the rower, man. And as always, man, thank you very much for tuning in as we get in this grind. Here we go, rowing, and the technique for rowing again, man, it's a leg drive. It's a little bit of leg drive, a little bit of the back, and then at the end, that's when I bring in the arm. So it's kind of the leg drive, back, arm. So I kind of always keep my arms stretched out, because as I kind of do the squat position, I wait until kind of my arm gets stretched out, and that's when I bring the hands in. But as I'm already extended when I'm doing that. So again, it's more of the leg drive, the back, than arms, right? Because our hands are extended. So as I'm doing all this, I'm already extended, and then as soon as my legs drives and my back goes all the way back, that's when I bring the hands in, and I kind of let that all that the energy of the rower bring me back. And here we go, right? So again, that's how I kind of break it down for the rower. And here we go again, another 40-pound sandbag squat, and we're getting it, man. We're getting it, getting a little leg burn. This one here, a little bit, kind of, again, wanted to implement the sandbag, and that's what we're doing here. Sandbags, the 40-pounder, I mean. 60-pounder, again, just doing a clean. This time, yeah, as you can see, I got my gloves on. I want to make sure I don't get those black knuckles, because the weight is light enough to where I don't need to do it, but I prefer to do it because I know, like, by doing it, I think it just I don't want to have black knuckles, man. It look crazy, man. You out there, and here we go, man. Back on the rower, another 10 cows, and again, it's just consistent. Cut out a lot of the breaks, because there's a couple of times where I just walk around, drink my water. Cut that out, man. 'Cause I'm just giving you the meat and potatoes, man. This is how you do it, right? And again, throughout all this workouts, it's always about an hour, with warmth and all that. You're looking at an hour 15, hour 30 tops, and then you're out of there. But again, let's get into it. Doing the rower, got the DeWalt. Shout out to Lowe's. That was probably the only glove. I got other gloves. Those are the ones that I got the one with the rubber on them. Like the mechanic gloves. Well, they are mechanic gloves. But that's the ones, man. I ended up getting those when I was getting ready to move from Washington, man. Back here to down here to Vine Grove. Shout out to my dad for helping me move down here to Kentucky. He's back in Cali. Pues shout out to him. Mucho amor para mi jefe que me ayudó a moverme aquí a Kentucky. And that's it right there, man. We're out here, otra vez con los squats, con las sentadillas, with them squats again, kind of focusing on the closeness of the squats because again, it's just very important, man. Like to as you're kind of delivering these squats. As you notice, the last squat I did was front squats. Now these are back squats, but the legs are more closer because again, trying to just make sure that we hit the quads. The other ones were hamstrings, cleans, just differently, right? Catching my breath a little bit. Then again, man, we're getting that 60 pounder up in the air and we just making it go, man. Now this one, I'm gonna try to rip it and go, to save time because again, that's why I say, man, it's very important to have a timer, something that you can visually see because then it can kind of focus you. Something I remember too, when I was in fast class and I was doing a fast class to improve my GT score. Um, it was math. I'm very good at math, or I mean, might have been good at math. I don't know, but I was good at math, and the difference happens is when you have a timer, right? So when you have a piece of paper and you're doing, whatever math problem you're doing, it's fairly easy to do it when you don't have a time, right? When you don't have a timer, but then when you add the time, for some reason, it makes you have to work, right? Like within that scope. So like again, if I'm giving myself certain amount of time, even though in this workout I didn't give myself a specific time. I didn't say like, hey, I'm gonna finish in this exact time at this minute or whatever the case may be. But for some reason, it clicks in probably in my mind that there's a timer going and I'm being timed. So then I gotta put a little bit more effort in, right? It almost feels like training, like I'm training, or I'm battling time, and it creates, excuse me, and it creates like a different element of training, and it makes, I guess, in the mental part of my training, like, okay, I gotta go get it, right? I gotta go get it. And then again, it might cut some of my rounds, be like, okay, man, I really want to do this other workout, so I'm gonna have to probably cut this to 4 rounds, instead of 5. Or, hey, you asked for 5, and guess what? Now you're gonna go knock it out and do all 5 in this amount of time, right? So again, uh, you got to find those things, those niches, those things within your workouts that kind of click in you, and yours might not be the timer, right? But to me, it's almost like I'm also adding value to time, during these workouts when I put the timer on because it's making me okay. I want to do this in 1 hour, so it's making me like value this hour, and putting that work in. Don't make this hour just fucking miserable. Don't make this hour like non um didn't have any consequence, right? It's like you put forth the effort, boom, okay, now we're hitting on WOD 3. So here we go, right? See, that was WOD 2, WOD 3. Okay, we got 225 deadlifts. Love deadlifting, man. If people that knew who, I used to do a lot of these power lifts, man, love deadlifts. That's a quick little 5 for 225. And then we're going to do some ski ergs. Again, where I was talking about earlier, where I have the TV and the timer in the back. So as you can see, the timer is going. I'm already like an hour in. That's with the warm up and then with the 2 WODs, and then starting off the third WOD. Again, by putting in the timer, it kind of makes me have to just work, man. Just put in the work, and that's what we're doing, man. Just and then here you go, the ski erg, right? And then we're getting it, man. We're getting it. We're drinking this pre-workout. And see, like in this one, right? I love deadlifts, but I want to earn the deadlifts, right? I want to earn that deadlift. I want to earn the that deadlifts, man. So this is what we're gonna do, right? So we did. I think in this one it was 10 counts. I think I don't remember. I'll pop up right now. So here we are, watching the CrossFit Games as we're doing deadlifts, man. Staying motivated, bam, hit them. Then I put the gloves back on because guess what we're gonna be doing? We're gonna be hitting that 165, 165 sandbag shield, and and then even then, right? When I added this to the workout, I already knew what I was gonna do. Guess what? Squats. So it's not the whole lifting it, but also adding the squat. So bam, one, two, one more. Come on, three, 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 bam, and then you drop it, man. Drop it because you know you put in the work, right? You drop it because you know you feeling strong, man. And sometimes these little things you do in the workouts, man, I don't know what it is, but just being able to grab it and drop it like that makes it motivates me, man. It's almost like if you're lifting a heavy, deadlift, whatever the case can be, a PR. Bam, here we go. We're doing um, deads again, 225, boom, and then we're off to ski erg again, right? Ski erg again, and then we're gonna hit the squat. So again, when you kind of calculate any of these workouts that you're doing, programming at home, again, or if you decide to copy this one, post your time, man, post your time. Um, this is a lot of work within an hour and a half, but again, I've been in the military for a long time. I'm not trying to say that you should do all these workouts in an hour. I'm just trying to say that that's what I knock out. And if you find yourself at home programming um, some of these workouts, man, like, and you got the equipment, go ahead, man. Or you go to your gym and you have this equipment, go ahead and try it out, man. This is a um, add to it. Say, hey, man, I've done some sit ups on this, I've done some abs on this, whatever the case may be. But again, it's about just being a better version of yourselves, right? It's a 2026. We already in we in January. I don't even know what month we're in right now. January, new year. I don't know if it's a new you, if it's the same you, but you're getting after it now. And so again, if that's how you feel, just get it, man. Let's get it, man. Join me in this. So again, we're catching our breaths again, and then boom, okay. You know, approach the sandbag, rock it back and forth. Well, actually, I had to put it back in position. Have my D-wall gloves on, like always. You know what I'm saying? Taking a breather. You know, focusing. Okay, we've done this before. We've done this many a times. 165 for 3 squats. Bam, hugged it, grabbed it. One, two, three. And as you notice, like the last two workouts have been with squats, right? Has been some type of squats in there with different variations of sandbags. And the barbell was either a snatch, in this case, um, a deadlift. And you're adjusting it, right? Always adjust your stuff if you need to. Catch your breath. There's no need to overexert yourself a little bit. Just catching your breath. And then we approach the bar. Set up, boom, deadlift, easy money, right? One, two, oh dang, I only did three. Yeah, it's only three. For some reason I thought I had done five, so it's all good. Should have done five then, mentally I'm probably saying I should have done five, but I only did three. Okay, so we go with the ski erg. And something that the ski erg, before I used to just go all out on the ski erg. And something that Matt Frazier, again, man, I listen to all these different things, and he's doing high rocks right now. And then people were, I guess, criticizing his high rocks and saying like, why wasn't he doing it like everybody else? And Matt Frazier had talked to the creator. I'm sure his concept too, skier, but the one that created this piece of equipment, it wasn't meant to kind of do the full body. Technically, it was from ear to hip. It wasn't supposed to be like a full on like squat down leg drive. It was from ear to hip kind of movement. So there at times I'll use that movement. I'll use that movement of the ears to hips um, to go ahead and do it. But again, man, everything of this just correlates to life, man. Like I really want to do something. I really want to lift that sandbag. I really want to deadlift. I really want to do that, but I gotta earn it, right? I gotta earn it, so I gotta add things to do that. And there's days, right? There's days where all I'm gonna do is deadlift, or all I'm gonna do is bench, or all I'm gonna do is that. But in these cases, I would like to correlate some of my lifting to life, man. Like I really want to squat that 165 uh, sandbag for three, and but I also want to incorporate things to make sure that I'm doing it taxed, because again, talked about it before, and I always talk about it. Nothing in life is favorable, right? It's easy to lift the heavy. It's easiest to be successful. It's easiest to be, if things were the way that I wanted them, right? It's easiest to lift the have a burden when we have money, right? Or we're challenged with life's, stresses, And it's easy to do all those things when the perfect we're in that perfect position. But what about when we're not? And honestly, in my life, internally, it's like none of the stuff I've done or have actioned have ever been in a perfect condition. It's always been upstream. It's always been a battle. It's always been, and sometimes I could have avoided it, but in this case, I'm not avoiding it. I want to nurture it. I want to understand it. I want to understand that, what, no matter what it is, I can do that plus more. And I'm testing that every time I work out. I'm testing that mentality of, okay, can you do it tired? Can you lift that 165? Not only because you already deadlifted 225, can you and do ski erg now? Go and lift it, right? I could have easily put the 165 in the beginning, but I did it at the end because I know like it's forcing me to understand, like click something in my brain that says that you're capable of doing more than what you think, but you're limiting yourself, right? So again, in life, sometimes we haven't even went through the stresses of life. We haven't went through the problems. We haven't been through the what ifs. But we drown ourselves in the what ifs. We drown ourselves, man. Can I do it? Can I do it? And we haven't done nothing yet. We don't even know what it feels. Kind of reminds me of again. I talked about it before in some other podcasts, I think. But it was like when walks when they were saying this, the next day is gonna be the hardest day of your life, and no one knew. Like I was like, man, how do you know it's gonna be the hardest day of your life? But everybody was accepting the fact that it is the hardest thing. It's like, man, I'm sure we've been through harder things in life, through harder stresses, through harder things that have nothing to do with the military, but we're already accepting defeat before we even start. And that's the problem, right? That's a problem said with a lot of these things nowadays was like we want to give up before we start. Let's just start it, man. Let's just start it. Let's get on the grind. And let's feel what it is to swim in there, man. Let's see what it is to do all those things because again, you'll thank yourself later. You'll thank yourself later for doing it. So again, doing the deadlifts again, just knocking them out. Make sure we're good. Boom. For 3, going back to ski erg. So again, just grind, man, grind. I believe the fact that you could be the best version of yourself. Um, so again, if you're hearing this on the podcast, know that we're just out here grinding, man, daily, daily on the grind, making sure that we are the best version of ourselves, man. And if you're joining in this journey, man, I want you to all to be the best version of yourselves. And if that's physically, if that's mentally, or if that's spiritually. So again, sometimes we tap into these the mental part of it, right, as the physical, as the muscle, right, as all that kind of deteriorates. We got to go into the mental battle. And some other times, this is what these mental battles are, right, where it's like, man, can I do it? And then but your body's ready, man. Your body's capable of doing more than you expect. But then sometimes we got to tap into the spiritual, and the spiritual, man, it takes you to a different level where like there's things you're capable of that only God knows, man, how you're doing it. So again, you find yourself in those rough patches, that rough time where again, you're just trying to figure it out. Notice right there in this workout that the timer ran out. So usually that timer is a TV. It usually goes like 1 hour, but it's all good, man. We're still grinding, still getting it, and hitting that 165 sandbag squat. It's already again, man. It's getting heavy. It's already done 2 WOD'S, and then I'm already hurting, man. You can see that last squat was that was it, man. That was done. Now we're going on to WOD 4. WOD 4, man. This one right here, implementing the ruck, man. So again, this is all again implementation of all these different variant movements in one workout. That again, just kind of showing to myself that I'm capable of doing it. I hit that 45. Then I just got a 20 pound weight. Oh, we were struggling to pick it up with the gloves. Put it on there too. So that's a 65-pound ruck. Go ruck modified with the medium rucksack. Belt that I kind of figured out how to rig. And so we're gonna do some. We're gonna do a quick ruck, um, some cleans for 80 pounds, and some push-ups. Again, just wrapping up the wrists for the push-ups. Again, still have some wrist issues. that we're battling. Excuse me, that we're battling, and we're getting there, man. So here we go. We're getting our mind right. About to pick it up. Boom. Put it on your back. Always when you put in a rucksack, make sure you clip that chest clip and then the waist. The only thing I almost forgot there is when you're kind of doing it, you got to make sure you strap down the sides. Again, strap down the sides of the cords to your shoulder. That way, it's not bouncing up and down when you're doing the ruck. So here you go. So we're about to do the ruck. We're knocking it out. Knocking it out. Then we're gonna start running right now a little bit. Right, a little bit on the ruck. Just kind of testing it out, warming up the legs a little bit. Again, I'm already taxed. I'm already did 3 WOD'S. A lot of it done with the legs, and we're going to tax the legs again, man. Again, can you run the ruck? Distance is not far, but the goal is just to, hey, man, it's going to be okay. Your legs is like, man, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Here we go, man. We're running. We're getting it. Trying to keep the pace going. Nothing fast, just kind of making sure that we just keep a little speed, little momentum to it. But again, if you find yourself again getting the rucks right now, I'm running into it on a True Grit treadmill as I'm kind of doing it. And again, man, I believe rucking also works. Remember, something that I loved about rucking when I was rucking, man, almost every week during my preparation for CATC and also for walks was just the moments of silence, man. Just either listen to a podcast or just by myself. With the red light, or a headlight on, and looking in the middle of the night by myself. Then seeing the sunrise from the mountains, and kind of reminds me of when I don't know, the movie of Forrest Gump, where you see in Forrest Gump, where you see the sunrise, and it's like the beautiful sight. The same, man. It just something about working in the morning and just seeing the sunrise, and I'm already grinding. It's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever I was doing to when I was rucking, and in the middle of the night, pitch dark, and then just little by little, just grinding out. My ruck marches, and again, here you go, push-ups, boom, and there you go, man. Just knocking it out. You can see I'm already getting tired, man. But that's what it's about, man. So again, if you find yourself in the grind, trying to figure out workouts. Again, there's 4 WODs right there that I kind of presented to you guys to show you that, what, no matter what you're going through, you can do it, man. So again, this is Johnny CINCO. Always got your back. Thank you very much for tuning in to these workouts, to these vlogs, man. I really appreciate all your support. To la familia, to everybody that's out there that's supporting this, man. Thank you very so much. And again, continue to tune in. Enjoy the rest of this again. And then there we go. Peace.